Welcome to Brilliantly British. My name is Lawrence and today I am going to show you how to make a delicious, a fantastic, brilliantly British caraway seed cake. So, as I show you how, please sit back, relax with a cup of tea in hand, putting your feet up to, and enjoy this episode. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. So far on the channel, we've shared our recipes for classic, stunningly beautiful, festive, fiery, vivid, and age-old cakes, all conceived within the British Isles. In this episode, on the back of our aforementioned recipes, we'll be sharing a recipe for another distinct British treat. This, my dear viewers, is a caraway seed cake. A cake permeated with the subtle aromatics of caraway seeds and textured with delicate sliced almonds for a cake too good to ignore. In this episode, step by step, you'll be shown how to recreate it in your own homes as an incentive for a needed tea time break. So now, with the introductions made and your interest peaking, please allow me to introduce the ingredients to you. For today's brilliantly British caraway seed cake, you will need some golden caster sugar, some caraway seeds, some vanilla extract, a lemon, some flaked almonds, some self-raising flour, some eggs, butter, ideally homemade brilliantly British butter. Follow the link there to learn how to make it yourselves at home. You will also be needing some oil, and to avoid the occurrence of bland food, you will need a little pinch or two of salt. That's it for the making of today's brilliantly British caraway seed cake. But please, before you get started, before you do anything at all, switch on your kettle to brew yourself a nice cup of hot tea so that you can sip on that whilst you bake. To begin, after a welcomed sip of tea, begin to ever so gently melt butter in a pan with a sprinkling of salt, lemon zest, crushed or roughly chopped caraway seeds, before switching off your source of heat once the butter has melted. While the contents of the pan cool, prepare your eggs by first cracking and separating the yolks from the egg whites. And then, with the now infused butter now cool enough to touch, proceed by beating your egg yolks before incrementally trickling in your melted infused butter. Just like making mayonnaise, the key is to add more oil, or in this case butter, once incorporated, while beating the emulsion constantly, placing the emulsion to one side once all of the butter has been added. Turning your attention to your egg whites, after a dash of lemon juice, begin to beat the egg whites until a frothy layer begins to appear, at which point start to incorporate your sugar and beat until the sugar has dissolved completely, with the egg whites being loose and homogeneous, as you can see. Following on, begin to delicately fold in your egg yolk butter emulsion, continuing by gently folding in sifted flour, lemon juice, and your flakes of almonds to finish the batter of the cake. After setting the batter to one side, begin to preheat your oven, and then into your butter and flour lined pan, carefully turn in your batter. Give it a shake to remove any pockets of air and level it out before sliding it into your oven to bake perfectly. While the cake bakes, take the time to carefully clean your utensils before unwinding with a cup of tea and some brilliantly British content, making sure, of course, to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you. Once baked, I recommend leaving the cake to cool for at least 20 to 30 minutes before slicing. Optionally, glaze and top the cake with syrup and sliced almonds for a more decorative look. And so now, with this cake made and your interest peaking, I think it's now time for tasting, tasting, tasting. Are you ready? Are you steady? 3, 2, 1. The texture. This cake is wonderfully light, fluffy, fantastic, really. And then you've got the lovely crunch, the subtle crunch, crispness coming from the flaked almonds on top and within. It's beautiful. As for the flavors, you've got a hint of lemon through the cake, going through the cake. You've got, of course, the caraway seed flavor, aroma going through the cake. It's permeated through the butter, which of course has been mixed through this cake, and it adds that wonderful, subtle, distinct flavor to the cake. This is wonderful, and it just erupts in your mouth, especially when you sip on a nice cup of hot tea, which of course, as you know, is just wonderful with any cake, and especially this one that is very, very much centered around the aromas, the flavor of caraway seeds. So look, my words won't do this cake justice, so I'm insisting, I'm urging you to go out, please get the ingredients, make this cake and enjoy it with your friends and family, because it will be, as always, as I say always, 110% worth it. So please, please, please make this cake, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you all for allowing me to show you how to make a fantastic, brilliantly British caraway seed cake. Knowing that you loved this episode, please don't forget to click on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button so that you don't miss any of our new releases. Tell everyone you know, and I mean everyone that you know, about the Brilliantly British food on this channel, and follow us on all of the social media platforms that this channel is on, and I will see you next time.